Stellarton Police Commission, May the 12th, 2022, 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're here in the council chambers. First, I want to point out that Commissioner Nancy Terrace sends her regrets that she can't be here today, and Commissioner Councillor Susan Campbell sends her regrets she can't be here today. We have on screen Commissioner Kevin Mason, as well as the Mayor Danny McGilvery, Commissioner. So we'll start off. We'll need approval of the agenda. You can't move. I need approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
And we have a second from Commissioner. Did Danny give us McGilvery? You give a second? Okay. Okay, it's moved by Commissioner Mason and second by Commissioner McGilvery, the approval of the agenda. The first thing we're going to do, second thing we're going to do rather, is to introduce and swear in our newest commission member, Peter Kay. Welcome to the group. I'm going to ask our police chief to swear him in.
Peter, did you want to swear or affirm? No. Swear. Swear or affirm? Swear.
He wants to use the Bible.
Bible? Yep. Okay. Right hand on the Bible. Okay. You see that? Yep. I don't have my glasses.
There, that's better. So I just read that now.
Yep, right, it's right there.
I'm Peter Kay, Stellarton, Nova Scotia, in the county of Pictou, swear that I will faithfully, diligently, and impartially execute and perform the duties required of me as a member of the Stellarton Board of Police Commissioners. And while I continue to hold office, I will, to the best of my judgment, skill, knowledge, and ability, carry out, discharge, and perform all duties of my office faithfully, impartially, and according to the Police Act or any other act, and any regulation, rule, or bylaw, and will not accept in discharge of my duties disclose to any person any matter of evidence brought before the Stellarton Board of Police Commissioners. So help me God. I so affirm.
I do. Thank you very much.
Once again, welcome. Now you can make a motion. Moving on to the approval of the minutes. Is there any errors or additions in the minutes? Is all the chance to read them? Can I have a motion?
I'll move
Make a motion.
the minutes. I'll second.
And I'll second it too.
Okay. Motion moved by Commissioner Mayor McGilvery, seconded by Commissioner Kevin Campbell to approve the minutes.
Mason.
You all heard the motion. All in favor? Contrary-minded? Motion carried. Business arising from the minutes. There's a few things here that I just want to point out. I know it might not be in these minutes, but it's been chasing it for a while. And one is, of course, we passed our budget. The budget was passed yesterday, and we were successful in getting our case management officer included in the budget. The second one is on the provincial representative. I called yesterday. I called Chelsea Marchand, who was here a number of months ago, and made a presentation. As you know, it's very convoluted and to try to get it through. But what she told me, it has passed now through the police, through the Justice Department, and the final step goes to another different committee that approves all commissions and committees and whatever have you. And she was going to look into it, and I called Pat Dunn's office to see if they could walk on somebody's toes or getting moved. It's been, what, 2 years now, or better?
Definitely over to.
Yeah. So anyway, the other thing that, and the reason I want to bring it up, then it was pointed out to me that it was put on their website again that they were looking for a provincial representative for Stellarton. And they've already acclaimed or proclaimed or whatever.
I just want to clarify that the town has never been notified of a person that's been appointed, so.
Right, right. No, we've never been notified. And, but I think, Susan, when you were looking at it, did you look at it today? You said it's removed now?
That's correct. When it was submitted to all the CAOs in the province for the agency boards and commissions, the Stellarton Police Commission was included. When I go on now, it is not there anymore.
Okay. When I talked to Charcy yesterday, she indicated that it had gone on and she didn't know why, and she was going to follow up on it. But anyway, bureaucracy at its best, I guess. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. Is there anything else, any other business arising from the minutes? If not, can I have, I don't need an approval on that. We'll move on. And I'm going to ask them introduce our new constable, Charlie Monroe. And Charlie's going to give us a little background. We're glad to have you aboard. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Hello, my name is Charles Monroe. I go by Charlie. I am new to the Stellarton Police. I previously worked in Amherst for 4 years. I went through the police academy in 2014. I'm originally from Truro.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, welcome aboard. We've got a good police force here. I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself when you stay. Monthly activity report. Is there any questions in the monthly activity report? I'm looking over my left shoulder. We lost Danny. Kevin, do you have anything that you want to ask?
For the monthly activity report,
Yes.
I will be, I do have some questions around some of the traffic stats, but I think that would be best dealt with just talking to the chief about it.
Okay. All right.
So there is a couple of things I would like to drill down on, but I think that's probably best to ask some of those questions at a later point.
All right. Commissioner McGilvery, do you have any questions? We lost him again. Wonderful, wonderful.
No, I don't have any questions. I just want to take the opportunity, though, to welcome Charlie to the team. I met him briefly at the Habitat for Humanity event, and I just want to thank him for his work there. We look forward to working with you in the future, Charlie.
I think all you officers were there at Habitat for Humanity, just to pass along some comments. With somebody that was in town from away, and they're quite impressed with the police force and how friendly they were. I don't know, they're from Halifax or wherever, but they weren't used to people being that friendly. Councillor Lewan actually passed that along at the council meeting, last council meeting. Is there any other questions? Peter, do you have any questions on the report? No. Okay, we'll move along. No, I guess I need a motion to accept it. Can I have a motion to accept the monthly activity report?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Moved by Commissioner Mason, second by Commissioner McGilvery. You've all heard the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Crime Street Unit. Chief, did you want to speak on that? Crime Chief. Street Unit. Street Crime. We've got Crime Street Unit. Street Crime Unit.
Sure, just an update on the street crime unit. We've, Constable Rideout, who had been there just going on 3 years, his term was up April 1st. We had a request from Constable Cave to go to street crime, and as such, she has been transferred there effective the 1st of May, and Constable Rideout's now back with us on shift.
Wonderful. Yesterday, day before, I called the chief just to bring us up to speed on it. And if you remember, a number of months back, years back actually, we talked about the seniors on up by me and between Maple and Poplar. There was some concerns with the seniors, and they felt more safe if we had a foot patrol there on the occasion. Well, what has happened now is a greater or a third of the buildings have been closed down, and the people have the residents have been moved out. They're going to be, from what I'm given, they're going to be demolished, and they're going to build new ones there. So in the meantime, they're vacant, and some of the citizens are concerned that somebody might get in there and cause some damage, fires, or whatever have you, or even take up residence there. And the reason for it's like every government, the reason that they're taking so long is, first, when the plan came together, it had to be put before the government and the House, and then it had to be passed in legislation, which was done recently. So I'm hoping that something will be done in the future soon. South Ford, I was talking to a gentleman today, Clary Dean, he's just there by the tracks, and apparently there was somebody went through between the pole and the house with a car. Again, he has concern, spring is coming, people coming up over the hill. I know signs don't work too effectively, but is there anything we can do when they're in signage or to help that situation? Because when you come up over the brow of that hill, you're practically right on top of his driveway. Any suggestions?
Leave it with the traffic authority.
Leave it with you? Leave it with the traffic authority? Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Police Week. Who's speaking on that? Chief?
So next week is Police Week, and we have an event planned here at the rear of Town Hall next Friday, the 20th.
Okay.
We haven't got the hours down 100% yet. We have to check with the school and see if the children are going to come down and visit, but as I understand it, fire department is going to be involved as well, and have some of the equipment and vehicles on display in the back, and maybe a small course for bicycles, not a bike rodeo, but just a small course that we can check the kids on their bikes. And that's scheduled for next Friday, the 20th.
Okay. Police, Stellarton Police Service Strategic Plan updates. Update on the Youth Corps. I guess that's Sergeant Paul Venus. That's your Youth Corps. Yes. First off, I want to thank you for taking on the responsibility and working with the youth. It's a great thing because, as you know, at the youth, that's an impressionable age, and it'll give them a greater appreciation of police work outside the fact that, you know, you just don't throw people in jail, what you do, and your responsibilities and that. So I thank you on behalf of the Police Commission.
Thanks, I appreciate that. So I'll give a kind of a brief overview. A couple of you new might not be familiar with the Youth Corps. So it's been, it derived from probably years and years ago. There used to be a venture group out in Westville, and it was kind of like a police youth corps. We kind of rejuvenated it again about 7 years ago. We started back up as the Stellarton Westville Police Youth Corps, so it is shared between the two towns. But we accept youth from anywhere within the county. So it doesn't have to be from the town of Stellarton or from the town of Westville. They can be from anywhere within the county. When we first started up the program, we were going to run it similar to almost like a cadets, like an air cadet type program, where there was going to be a rank structure. There was going to be certain things that they would have to do to get merits and whatnot. Over the first couple of years, it kind of morphed into something a little bit different. It's more of a community group now that we get together once a week, every Thursday, with the kids in the group. We split it between Stellarton and Westville. So we'll do night one would generally be a meeting night that we would have in the town of Stellarton, and we'll go over their finances and discuss something. I know a couple weeks ago we did resume writing as part of meeting night, so we try to teach them some life skills as well when they're in the program. Night two of the month would be a PT night, so they'd be out in Westville at the gym. doing physical training with one of the officers out there, or they'll play some sports. Night 3 is police science night, so they're back here in Stellarton, and we'll discuss anything to do with policing. So that might be a night where we get ident unit in to go over ident stuff with them. We learn the phonetic alphabet, they learn the 10 codes, we have some little radios that we use that they do some mock stops and traffic stops and whatnot to practice using that alphabet and that code and so on. It's kind of a fun night. And then the 4th night of the month is with Chief Dunbar out in Westville, and he does outdoor adventure. So they learn about orienteering and camping and what to pack in a backpack if they're going out for a weekend. And I think actually not this weekend, but the next weekend they have an outing planned. So it kind of turned into more of this community group rather than a real tight cadet type group. So we don't have them follow rank structure or anything like that. We do have uniforms and stuff that they do get issued. This is the first year we couldn't do it just with COVID and everything. There was no way that we could get anything ordered. We couldn't get anything in. We're still waiting for ball caps that we ordered 3 months ago. So it's been we're kind of back. This is our first year back after COVID, so we were off for about a year and a half. They do fundraising through the sale of chocolate bars, community donations, anything like that. The Town of Stellarton does a donation every year for them, and that's basically how they get their funds. So that's kind of the youth corps in a nutshell. We have 9 this year that are involved. We usually vary anywhere between 9 and 15 kids, and like I said, they come from all different aspects of the town. So it's been very positive. We do trips every year. We usually go over the academy once a year. Last year before COVID, we went to the air show, and they took in the air show and whatnot. But yeah, they enjoy it, we enjoy it, and I think it's an important thing to have within the town.
It's interesting that you say come off of ventures. Wasn't aware of that. Years ago, I was a venture advisor, and I know, and I was in the program before that actually split off when they used to have the Queen Scout and whatever have you, and then they formatted into Beavers come out, Cubs, Scouts, and then Ventures for the older kids. And I was all 3 leaders in each one of the groups. And recently I looked around, or I asked around to see if the Boy Scout movement was still going, but apparently it's not. There's only one group, and it's very expensive, I guess, now to get into it. So it's good to know that at least there's some resemblance of it still continuing with you guys going forward.
It is expensive to keep every year, that's for sure. But going back to the Ventures thing, the color flag actually has the original Ventures logo on it would have been back in the 90s or so, whenever that crest was put on there. So,
Okay,
so there is a link to that.
Yeah, I knew at the time there used to be sponsoring groups, and of course the police were one of the sponsoring groups, and churches and what have you. But well, that's great. And you talked about funding, and I think Kevin, he was looking to get some funding through the Masonic Order. They have some money up in Halifax.
Yeah, if I can, I'll make a comment on that. The $750 donation from Keith Masonic Lodge, which is just across the street from Town Hall there, it has processed to the second, I'll say the second step, so it's gotten that far. They should be making a decision, today's the 12th, within the next couple of days as to whether that's going to be approved or not. So I should know by the beginning of next week as to whether that donation will go ahead.
Oh, wow.
That'd be great.
Fantastic,
And I gave you a name of a few more organizations that you could contact. And that would be great. It's great. Like I said, it's great to see it going. And I mean, years ago when we were growing up, we had the Boy Scouts, and we just bought a uniform. We paid a couple of dollars for registration, the way it went. But everything today, it's just so costly for everybody to get into. And I really appreciate you bringing it forward. It's more interesting now to know to come off of Venture, something that was near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, for sure. And we do try to keep it. It is a free program as of right now, so there's no cost to any of the youth that are joining.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, keep us informed, and I'm hoping, Kevin, we can get that money across to help them. I think uniforms is one of the big things. Well, something I should mention to you, you were talking about backpacks. But you want to talk to Noah, because sitting over in the Heritage Room, there was a recreation had them, you might be able to loan them to you. They had backpacks, and I'm not sure, but I think it was all camping gear. I'm not sure there was tenting in it and what was in it. But speaking on, it was sitting over there in that closet for the last 2-3 years that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
So you might want to see him, see if that can help.
Yeah.
At least somebody can make use of it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Take
good.
a look.
Well, thank you very much.
No, I appreciate the time, thank you.
Thank you, Charlie, for coming and introducing yourself. Upgrade and improvement of technology. Who's going to speak on that? Is that something you want to speak on, Kevin? Or the chief? Go ahead, chief's going to speak on this one.
I don't think there's really any updates right now on the technology. It's with Luke's hands, and
Yeah, it's ongoing.
it's ongoing.
So,
Yeah.
so we've ordered in some more body cams?
Yes.
Okay, good. I guess that's the end of the agenda. Is there anybody like to speak, or is there any questions or anything you would like to ask, or?
Mr. Chair, if you would like a brief overview of the budget that Town Council passed yesterday.
Yes, please, we can do that.
So for the protective services for policing, it has gone up 6% from 1.9 million to 2.027 million. That is just an overall increase in fuel, IT services. It's just a general increase of that. But overall for the town budget is 23%, which is in line with previous years. And it's a little actually under neighboring municipalities. So just and there's also under the capital $25,000 for a new IT server, which will assist with the pros for the town, for the police department.
Good. Like, one of the things that, of course, since when we first got in council on police commission, is there was a lot of needs in the police department, and hopefully we've addressed it most of them.
There is still a big need in the police department, and that is a facility and
Oh,
an
yeah,
upgraded
definitely.
facility.
Facility is the elephant
That
in
is
the
their
room.
biggest priority
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
time.
Hopefully we can resolve that one. It's good to know that we're getting the extra officer for caseload work, that, that somebody to follow through, and if we're going to run a police department, we need to run it professionally and do it the right way instead of trying to run it on a shoestring.
So if I can clarify the extra officer in the budget, it's not, so in the budget in the past, the budget has always allotted for term and part-time. So we're just aligning that with the current budget. So there's not really a new officer, it's more now what we call a permanent officer, if that's the easiest way to put it, so.
Okay, good. But they're being allocated where we need them. The resources are being allocated where we need them.
That's under the operational,
Okay. Is there any other thing? Chris, is there anything you'd like to bring up?
He's laughing at me.
Mark, you're quiet over there. How is the dispatch going? Good? Well?
Yeah, we had hired two casual dispatchers. One of them decided not to continue. She was a little bit out of her element and found it quite intimidating. But the other is doing well, and we're going to be looking at hiring another casual for that position.
Good. Thank you very much. Well, if there's nothing else to bring up, I'll ask for somebody to make a motion to adjourn. I need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.